Hey, welcome or welcome back. Today we're stepping into our time machine and dialing back to 1996, the year when PC was showered with waves of unforgettable titles that set the bar for everything, from fast-paced shooters to sprawling strategy epics. Whether you were mowing down demons, building empires or racing, 1996 had something for every kind of a player. So buckle up, hit that like button and let's dive in. In Love for Sale, Larry Laffer, our lovably balding overweight hero, swaps his leisure suit for a luxury cruise ship. This seventh outing combined classic point-and-click hijinks with a breezy beachside setting and cheeky humor that pushed the envelope and occasionally your patience too with a bit odd puzzle solutions. The cartoonish art and witty dialogue made it a standout among its peers, proving that adult comedy could still charm in 1996. Perhaps barely, but it still could. A spin-off of the beloved Jagged Alliance series, Deadly Games distilled its tactical turn-based combat into fast-paced mercenary missions and competitive skirmishes. You could still recruit favorites like Shadow and Fox, but this time you tackled a series of standalone scenarios rather than a full campaign with strategic map control. It introduced hot seat and LAN multiplayer, perfect for local rivalries as well as robust mission editor. Its intuitive interface and addictive just one more mission gameplay made it a cult favorite among strategy fans. And thanks to the Mercs' colorful banter and big personalities, you'd never forget who had the biggest ego. Quake was id Software's groundbreaking 3D game that reshaped the first-person shooter genre and helped define the future of PC gaming. It thrust players into dark, gothic realms rendered with revolutionary real-time 3D graphics. Its innovative use of Quake C scripting opened the floodgates for modders, and even the original Team Fortress began its life as one such conversion. The haunting ambient soundtrack by Trent Reznor, combined with brutally fast-paced multiplayer deathmatches, made it a LAN party staple. And even today, its eerie level design and oppressive atmosphere continue to leave a lasting impression on players. Sid Meier's Civilization II was a godsend. Well, for me it was. For you, it might have not been anything special. It introduced a sleek new interface, isometric graphics, mod-friendly rule sets and expanded on the details view for zooming in on your cities. Diplomacy felt deeper, even if it was still rather superficial, but the tech trees were definitely more expansive and the strategy layer was made even more addictive. I mean, in Civ 2 you could truly rewrite the history and some of us more than once did. Its blend of accessibility and depth created now famous just one more turn phenomenon. Close combat was a real-time strategy like no other. It stripped away the traditional trifecta of resource gathering, base building and combat and laser focus on that last only, taking its intense tactical layer to the extreme. Rather than commanding faceless units, you led individual soldiers, each modeled with morale, fatigue, stress and experience levels. So one wrong retreat order or exposed flanking maneuver could cause troops to panic, which could cost you an offensive and many lives. Close Combat's persistent campaign map and brutally realistic sound design brought a grounded, almost personal intensity to each battle. Realms of the Haunting was a true hybrid of FMV and real-time 3D exploration. This horror adventure plunged you into a haunted mansion brimming with supernatural secrets and then other dimensions full of potential deaths. It blended pre-rendered FMV sequences with live actors and cinematic direction with impressive gameplay sections featuring puzzle solving, exploration and light combat. The inventive puzzles, eerie sound design and atmospheric soundtrack created a consistently unsettling tone. Building on the foundations of its predecessor, Heroes of Might and Magic 2 took the series' mix of fantasy turn-based strategy and light RPG elements to a new level. It expanded on nearly every aspect of the original, adding new factions like the Necromancer and Wizard, more units, new artifacts, refined campaigns and deeper strategic options. All of it was wrapped in a stunning pixel art presentation and accompanied by an unforgettable MIDI soundtrack. It's my favorite entry in the entire series, the one I still return to, even over Heroes 3. Its addictive gameplay loops, fun campaigns and unique hot seat multiplayer experience helped establish Heroes as one of the titans of PC gaming in the 1990s. This comedic point-and-click gem, based on Terry Pratchett's universe, let you don the hat of the hapless wizard Rincewind once again. Its witty writing and memorable characters, like Dev's deep voice that definitely comes to mind, made every puzzle feel like a laugh-out-loud moment. The beautifully animated backgrounds and catchy soundtrack gave the whole game a surreal charm, and the main quest, tracking down Dev after he up and quits his job, was as delightfully ridiculous as it sounds. Discworld 2 proved that PC adventures could be every bit as hilarious as they were head-scratching. From the makers of Panzer General, Fantasy General swapped tanks for wraiths, orcs and other fantasy creatures in hex-based wargame. You led mighty heroes on an epic campaign, leveling up your units and choosing one of 4 distinct generals to shape your army's style, be it magic, machines, beast or brute strength. Its approachable mechanics and colorful artwork made it perfect for newcomers who didn't want to drown in too many menus, and it quickly became my favorite in SSI's 5-star General series. A perfect blend of tactics and high fantasy kept fans coming back for more. Very few FMV adventure games were actually good, but the Tex Murphy series always delivered. And the Pandora Directive was arguably its crown jewel. It's a dark, noir sci-fi tale that drops you in the gritty post-World War III San Francisco, where you make tough moral choices as a down-on-his-luck PI. Live-action performances are cleverly blended with 3D environments, and the branching storylines led to multiple endings depending on how you play. With its detective-style puzzles and rich dialogue system, it felt like an interactive movie, and for fans of the genre or anything with Blade Runner vibes, it was pure gold. In the Neverhood, clay animation came to life. It's a truly surreal point-and-click adventure about peach-colored clay hero named Clayman. Every puzzle is carefully crafted, not only to be immersive and fun to figure out, but also to awe with its graphical fidelity and plethora of different animations in response to your mistakes. The presentation and whimsical soundtrack made it feel like a storybook gone mad, and its offbeat humor left a lasting impression. Only 2 years after the arena, Bethesda decided to push further and released its new and sprawling RPG, Daggerfall. And let me tell you, it was one for the books. It let you explore a province the size of Great Britain, with hundreds of towns, dungeons and faction quests. Procedural generation ensured that you could play it for years on end, and the skill-based system offered endless character build possibilities. I mean, sure, it had glitches, quite a few of them in fact, it is, after all, a Bethesda game, but its scope was unmatched at the time. It laid the groundwork for many of the modern open-world epics. George Stobart's first foray into conspiracy-laden mysteries became a classic thanks to its hand-drawn art, beautifully smooth animation, witty banter and challenging puzzles. European locales, intricate story twists, explosive set-pieces and a haunting musical score made it a standout in the point-clicking PC library. Its well-balanced difficulty curve, fun and lovable protagonists kept players hooked for more than one playthrough. Bullfrog's sequel to original cult classic Syndicate plunged you into a dystopian future where cybernetic agents fought brutal corporate wars in destructible cityscapes. You commanded a small squad in strategic isometric 3D real-time battles, spreading death and destruction everywhere, like a true corporate agent that you were born to be. Between missions, you upgraded your team with all kinds of cybernetic goodies, like thermal armor for instance. Syndicate Wars' dynamic damage model let you level skyscrapers with a few well-placed missiles, which was not only a spectacle for its time, but also hella satisfying. Starring Christopher Lloyd as Drew Blank, a cartoonist zapped into his own zany creation, Toonstruck was a riot of offbeat characters, forceful gags and unconventional puzzles. Its lush animation and slapstick humor felt like a living Saturday morning cartoon gone deliciously bizarre. Though it flopped commercially, adventure fans eventually embraced its wild creativity and celebrity charm, earning it a rightful place as a cult favorite.
But he's rather preoccupied right now. He's lost his glass.
Master of Orion II is the ultimate 4X space sci-fi strategy, letting you negotiate treaties, research wild futuristic tech and command fleets in epic star-spanning battles. Diplomatic intrigue, like bribing enemies or forging unlikely alliances, added depth beyond pure conquest, making it a standout for fans of turn-based galactic domination. Its tech tree forced tough choices, rewarding bold explorers who charted unique research paths. It may have started as a sequel, but it became a blueprint for virtually every space strategy game that followed. Bashing cars at breakneck speed took on new life with improved physics and larger, more chaotic tracks in Destruction Derby 2. You fought to wreck rivals in glorious vehicular carnage, all the while aiming for position and racing to the finish line. It blended high-speed competition and demolition derby chaos with surprising grace and made brumming your opponents feel ridiculously satisfying. And that sentence sounds all kinds of wrong, but I'm leaving it in anyway. Multiplayer amped up the madness and overall it was a sleek upgrade over the original, though not every fan agreed on the direction the devs took with this sequel. The PC sequel to Future Shock cast you as an elite resistance fighter taking the fight to Skynet in a gritty, post-Judgment Day Earth. It combined immersive first-person shooting with vehicular segments and the occasional objective-driven mission that kept you on the edge of your seat. Blasting through Skynet's chrome-plated goons with plasma rifles and shotguns felt oh so right, and the moody environments really sold the whole humanity on the brink vibe. While it teased some RPG-style depth with its flexible objectives, at its core it was all about explosive action, and for many of the 90s shooter fans it was exactly what they needed. Sierra's adult-oriented psychological horror sequel dove headfirst into dark themes of madness, trauma and identity crisis, served with a side of warm red gore. Featuring full-motion video and visuals that were shocking gruesome for 1996, a puzzle of flesh polarized gaming community. Some praised its bold narrative, while others winced at over-the-top violence. Its twisted story kept players on the edge even if the puzzles weren't exactly demanding. And with death lurking behind any and all corners, you'd better believe that save button got a workout. Love it or hate it, this oddball FMV adventure left a bloody print on the history of the genre that's still visible to this very day. Novologic's Combat Flight Simulator let you pilot the cutting-edge F-22 in missions ranging from air superiority to ground attacks. As far as the simulations go, this one hit a sweet spot. It had enough realism to feel immersive, but not so much that you'd need a pilot's license or a 200-page manual. And that's probably why I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. Sure, today I would have probably gave up before I would learn how to play it, but back then when I had unlimited time, it was a blast. And my enemies too. Had a blast, that is. Mainly directed at their crafts and installations. Between the sleek afterburner, simplified but cool instrumentation and multiplayer dogfights, F-22 Lightning II delivered an air combat experience that felt just serious enough to be awesome without ever getting in its own way. Screamer 2 is an arcade racer that amped up the speed and polygon counts of its predecessor. It ditched the mostly urban tracks of the original in favor of wild, rally-inspired courses set across mountains, desert and snow-covered roads. It also introduced a super fun split-screen multiplayer mode perfect for home rivalries. Personally, I have a soft spot for it, as I risked my dad in it literally every day chasing the best lap times. I usually lost, but had an absolute blast. Its buttery-smooth framerate and flashy software-rendered visuals made PCs shine in 1996, and later 3D Accelerator support showcased PC graphical prowess, proving that consoles had nothing on the good old beige boxes we had at homes. Twisted Metal, originally a PlayStation favorite, screeched onto PC in 1996, bringing its signature blend of vehicular mayhem and missile-slinging madness to a new crowd. While it might have looked a bit like Destruction Derby 2, this was no ordinary demolition derby. It let you pick from an iconic metal monsters like Sweet Tooth and Mr. Grimm, each armed to the teeth and loaded with personality. The chaotic arenas, explosive power-ups and dark comic book lore made every showdown unpredictable and unforgettable too. Chris Roberts' epic space opera upped the stakes with Hollywood actors, branching story paths and full-motion video cutscenes. At the time it was a marvel, and I always had a certain level of awe and appreciation for it. Oh, and it had Luke Skywalker, and anything with Luke Skywalker is instantly like, I don't know, 5 to 10% better. Anyway, as Captain Blair, you fight the Kilrathi across star systems, forging alliances and making dramatic choices. And let me tell you, it's so much fun. Wing Commander's budget blockbuster production and gripping story blurred the line between game and movie. Explosive and action-packed underwater combat takes center stage in this diesel-punk simulation, where piloting high-tech subs through oceanic battle zones and occasionally through the eerie husk of sunken cities is as thrilling as it sounds. Archimedean Dynasty wasn't the first ever underwater sim, but it was the first to dive this deep into the story-driven 3D tactical action. With full range movement and customizable subs, it was basically Wing Commander beneath the waves. A haunting ambient soundtrack and rich upgrade system helped it surface above your average shooter. Now, how many water puns can he fit in one game? Well, that many. I'm actually done. Privateer 2, The Darkening, may wear the Wing Commander brand, but it blasts off in its own direction. It is set in a gritty tri-system and puts you in the shoes of a space rogue caught between shifting alliances, shadowy deals and the occasional laser barrage. FMV cutscenes, with a seemingly random cast full of stars like Clive Owen or Christopher Walken, crank up the drama and the oddball charm. While the main story stays on rails, the open-ended trading and merc work give you a room to roam and enjoy this bustling universe. Viewers of this channel know that I'm not into sports at all, but FIFA Soccer 97 and its direct follow-up I actually did play quite a bit. I think it was the novelty. Anyway, it's a full 3D soccer simulation featuring more realistic player animations than ever, an enhanced AI and overall a whole slew of upgrades I could never understand or properly explain over its predecessors and competition. It may have not been the first football game from EA, but it's the one that cemented the series' reign of a PC soccer gaming. Papyrus's masterpiece took open-wheel racing to new heights with incredibly detailed tracks and weather effects that felt dynamic, at least by mid-90s standards. I mean, who else could pull that off in 1996? Pretty much just Papyrus. And you could tell. All the legendary circuits looked and felt impressively lifelike for the time. As usual with Papyrus's sims, you could tweak your car setup endlessly, either to perfection or straight into madness, both being a very plausible outcomes. The slick presentation, laser-sharp track detail and realistic physics made every corner in Indycar Racing II feel like a proper test of skill. Skill that I did not have, but skill nonetheless. Lords of the Realm 2 is like a milkshake. It's neither milk nor ice cream, it's both at the same time. So it's kinda like qubits in quantum physics. Anyway, it's a medieval strategy hybrid blending turn-based kingdom management with real-time castle sieges. You'd oversee everything, manage diplomacy, and then command your knights and archers on the battlefield, for glory and for the land. Its beautifully hand-drawn map art and surprisingly deep siege mechanics made it a standout in a crowded strategy scene. And yes, the overabundance of chaos still haunts me to this day. Shadows over Riva is a deep German RPG based on the Dark Eye tabletop system, boasting complex character creation, rich lore and challenging turn-based combat. The swampy city of Riva came alive with political intrigue and lurking monsters. What begins as seemingly routine investigation soon spirals into a tangled web involving shape-shifting monsters, corrupt officials, and sinister plots, including an insidious threat from worm-like creatures tied to dark magic. Riva's unforgiving difficulty and layered world rewarded persistent adventurers and pushed away those that were not worthy of its depth. Terra Nova is a squad-based futuristic shooter where you commanded customizable powered exosuit on rugged alien terrain, not quite lush, but definitely wild. It mixed tactical squad commands with first-person combat, feeling like a strange but compelling blend of XCOM's planning and MechWarrior's pacing. Fast yet deliberate, grounded yet sci-fi. Its detailed HUDs, immersive environments and ambitious real-time squad mechanics made it a standout. Hail to the king, baby! I nearly always start with that when talking about Duke 3D. It's probably boring by now, but it kinda fits in my head. Sorry. Anyway, our over-the-top protagonist, the embodiment of 90s cool, Duke Nukem, blasts his way through dozens of fantastically designed levels packed with secrets, hidden passages and alien scum. He trades one-liners with the buddies and his own reflection alike, wipes out enemies with an arsenal of imaginative weapons and makes you feel like an invincible 1980s action movie hero. The sense of power, the laughs, it's all there and worth every minute of your time. Westwood's alternate history RTS pitted the Allies against Soviets in fast-paced tactical warfare. It stuck to the classic RTS trifecta: build a base, gather resources and amass armies to crush your enemies. It's gloriously cheesy, overflowing with cringe FMV cutscenes, packed with campy performances and an unforgettable soundtrack, turned every mission into a mini B-movie. Tanks, Tesla coils and chronotech made each battle a chaotic playground of sci-fi spectacle. Red Alert didn't just build on Dune 2's foundation, it perfected it. Microprocess official Formula 1 simulation returned with a 1994 season's tracks and teams, hyper-detailed cars and realistic tire wear in Grand Prix II. You tweaked gear ratios, suspension and wing angles to shave off milliseconds per lap and perfected your performance with each next race to become the best of the best. Or the fastest of the fast. You know, potato tomato. The tire temperature models and pit stop strategies added a layer of authenticity few other racers could match. Crusader No Regret is the 1996 sequel to Crusader No Remorse, continuing the isometric, explosive heavy action. You play as Rogue Silencer in an iconic red power armor, taking on the evil World Economic Consortium with a ridiculous arsenal of weapons, from flamethrowers to rocket launchers and anything in between. The environments are destructible, the animations are sleek, and subtlety is strictly optional. You're there to cause mayhem and not tip-top around the enemies. It's a short but satisfying ride that turns every level into a playground of pixelated destruction. Lara Croft's inaugural adventure blended 3D platforming, puzzling and explosive shootouts across a series of exotic, trap-laden tombs. Scaling ancient ruins, shifting massive blocks and firing twin pistols at anything from bats and wolves to a surprisingly furious T-Rex. Tomb Raider catapulted our low-poly big-chested heroine into an instant pop culture stardom. The polygonal leaps, atmospheric soundtrack and cinematic camera angles created a sense of grand adventure that echoed the thrills of Indiana Jones. While the original game and first iteration of Lara may seem simple today in both design and fidelity, they launched a genre-defining franchise and left behind a legacy that still echoes through the gaming halls to this day. Top-down racing with weapons? Yes please. Even better when it comes with upgradable cars, deadly rivals and a climb through violent racing leagues. The Frolic delivers on all fronts and with a glorious 90s attitude. It's easy to pick up, hard to master and perfect for quickfire sessions or obsessive leaderboard climbing, all to a gritty, adrenaline-pumping soundtrack. It also featured a mysterious final boss, known only as the adversary, who just might look a little familiar. Any and all fans of Apogee will instantly recognize him. Whether you're gunning down enemies mid-race or squeezing out a last-second win, this cult classic makes destruction feel, oh, so satisfying. Descent 2 was a marvel. It wasn't a first-person shooter like the others, it was different. Maybe better, maybe not, but definitely unique. It was a 6 degrees of freedom chaotic shooter that strapped you into a cockpit of a nimble spacecraft, blasting away through twisting, claustrophobic mines swarming with aggressive enemies. It built on what the first Descent created: smarter enemy AI, a raft of new weapons like the Plasma and Helix cannon, and a slew of secret levels that cranked up the challenge. Personally, I don't know if it packed enough punch to earn that big 2 in the title, but hey, you might disagree. Either way, its twisting, gravity-defying corridors kept you perpetually disoriented in the best possible way. Biking outlaws, chains and rock and roll tracks, Road Rash brought motorcycle mayhem to the PC. You'd throttle through traffic, swing chains at rivals and risk it all to earn cash for better bike upgrades. Its over-the-top crashes and stunts made every race feel like a high-speed brawl. And it's an arcade classic that proved once and for all that two-wheeled violence could be pure fun. What a whirlwind tour of 1996's most unforgettable PC experiences. From pixel-perfect adventures to breezing fast races and genre-defining shooters, it's clear that the year was a true renaissance of innovation and creativity. Whether you were strategizing world domination or blasting through alien hordes, 1996 offered something that still resonates today. What were your favorite games of the year? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like, maybe share even, and if you'd like to see more and even be reminded of new uploads, sub and bell icons are down there too. Thanks a lot for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.